Hi guys, what the heck? So what is worrying the Tories at the moment? The culture war isn't cutting through, racist donors are embarrassing the party, Rishi Sunak's approval rating is on par or worse than Liz Truss, the economy is still in a ditch. How can they beat Labour or at least hold on to a few more seats? Well, one approach would be to try and fix the problems they've created over the last 14 years, while another is to hope for something. Hope for what?
You hear extraordinary claims from Tory MPs, including this one, Jonathan, from a minister who said to me that they are worried that there might be peace in the Middle East and that might help Labour because they're currently suffering because of what's going on in Gaza, and that's severing the relationship between their traditional Muslim vote and that party. Extraordinary comment because we're in extraordinary times.
Just think about that for a moment. A minister, not some backbencher, not some headbanger within the Conservative Party, not some donor, but an actual government minister is hoping against peace in the Middle East because they believe that, well, it will help the Conservative Party because it will split the Labour vote. So they look at what's happening in Gaza, they look at the carnage, the death on a daily basis and think, how can this help the Conservative Party? Like, one MP I remember some time ago stood up in the House of Commons and complained about the party being called scum. And then you have a government minister hoping against peace in the Middle East. Because, well, maybe we can hold on to an extra few seats. Instead of actually doing something that would improve people's lives, instead of doing something that would reduce the NHS waiting list or rebuild education, rebuild schools, which would help people deal with the cost of living crisis, help people who are struggling to pay their mortgages or pay their rent or something like that. No, instead of actually focusing on that, it could actually help people, and perhaps if we were able to convince people that we're doing a good job, we could actually convince them to come out and vote for us. No, let's hope that peace in the Middle East there isn't a success there, that it doesn't happen, so that the Labour Party will be split in some seats and we can hold on to an extra few seats. Like, Sir John Curtis talked about this, and I hate even talking about this because it's absolutely disgraceful, disgusting to think that you would look at what's happening in Gaza and say, how can this help the Conservative Party? But even if you want to jump into that discussion, it's not really going to help the Conservative Party, because Sir John Curtis pointed out that, yes, Labour may lose 1 or 2 seats because of what's happening. But, my God, how can you... What does it say about the Conservative Party? What does it say about government ministers that they look at what's happening in the Middle East and say to themselves or to their party, we need to profit from this? Like, we've all heard stories about how government ministers try to bury bad news on a particular day. But this is the opposite of that. This is trying to take advantage of a desperate situation in order just to hold on to a few seats. I would love to know who the minister was so we can point the finger at them, and hopefully people can campaign to have that minister removed from the House of Commons. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated, and thanks a lot.